Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Saturday, 20th of August 2022. In today's Millwall news, I'm going to start off with the four takeaways from Millwall's defeat to Norwich. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, the South London Press's online website. Millwall were beaten 2-0 by Norwich City at Carrow Road on Friday evening. Here are Kai Bennett's four takeaways. Millwall start stronger. The Lions have conceded goals in the first 10 minutes of the past three games, but against Norwich they made sure they were fully focused from the start. The hosts really struggled to retain and maintain possession in the first 10 to 15 minutes, which ultimately gave Millwall a better platform to build on. Also, the South London Club's high press meant that Dean Smith's team were not able to play their normal flowing football. Normal? When was that? When was that last season when they were getting beaten every week in the Premier League? 4-0, 6-0, 8-0, whatever it was. When have they been playing flowing football? Stopping the Norwich's passing game ensured that Millwall were able to keep their opponents at arm's length in the first 45 minutes. Officiating questionable. You can't blame the officials all the time, but Millwall certainly had a case for feeling aggrieved at Carrow Road. The Lions were not awarded plenty of free kicks in the first half that, if given, would have meant they were able to put Norwich on the back foot a lot more, with the hosts looking somewhat nervous in those situations. But the main talking point came just moments before Norwich's second goal, when Josh Sargent seemed to have climbed over Danny McNamara before tripping up Scott Malone. Gary Rowett was baffled out. That wasn't a free kick, as City's Grant Hanley was awarded a free kick for a similar moment. If you want to talk about that, then Murray Wallace probably could have been sent off. I thought the referee, he didn't give a lot of stuff. He didn't give that because it's 50-50, and there was a lot of shirt pulling by us and by Norwich as well. Didn't do anything about any of that. What are you gonna do? Attacking options back. Millwall have been without Zion Flynn and Todd Bradshaw in recent weeks, but they were back in the squad against Norwich after recovering from their respective injuries. Andreas Vogelsammer, who recently signed from Union Berlin, came off the bench for his second cameo in the Lions shirt, but Vogelsammer and Fleming came on at the same time, and the latter looked good with his range of passing and quick feet, causing Norwich's defence problems in the 20 minutes he was on the pitch. For the second time in a week, Vogelsammer hit the bar horrendous effort, which was tipped to the woodwork from Tim Krul. Had that gone in, it would have made for a very interesting finish to the match. But the positives are there. Millwall have a good range and balance of attacking players, with Tyler Berry once again impressing after his skill and turn of pace sent the Canaries' defence backpedaling plenty of times during the fixture. Defensive changes. Gary Rowett to make two changes within the back line. Sean Hutchinson and Ryan Leonard coming in for Charlie Cresswell and Jay Cooper. Hutchinson made his first appearance of the season in the middle of the back three, while Leonard was on the right side. Hutchinson, who wore the captain's armband against the Canaries, won 5 aerial duels and made 2 successful tackles in an impressive return. Leonard once again showed his quality and versatility, completing 3 tackles, which was the joint most in the contest. When coming up against Onel Hernandez and Josh Sargent, Leonard showed his turn of pace once again, just like he did on Tuesday evening, when his superb tackle on Obafemi stopped the Swans scoring a third. Yeah, he did a similar tackle in that game. So there's the 4 takeaways. We got one more comment from Gary Rowett. This is from news@den.co.uk, and he's explaining his selection, team selection. So Millwall boss Rowett explained his squad selection for Friday's defeat to Norwich City. The Lions made 3 changes from the side that drew 2-2 away at Swansea City, bringing Sean Hutchinson, George Saville and Ryan Leonard into the starting lineup for Jay Cooper, Charlie Cresswell and Jamie Shackleton. Zion Fleming and Tom Bradshaw were both named on the bench after recovering from their respective injuries, while new arrival Andreas Vogelsammer was also given a cameo appearance towards the end of the match. It's been a tough week, Rowett said after the game. It was just where we could keep a bit of energy in there to bring Sean Hutchinson, George Saville and Ryan Leonard into the team was quite an easy decision, really. They're all very, very good players that are replacing very good players on the other side. Certainly in Jamie Shackleton's case, he had a tight calf, so we didn't really want to risk him for the 90 minutes. Then again, we get through in, I think, with no injuries. we get players back on the pitch. Foggy had a great shot again, showing what he can do. I think Zion got into some nice pockets, and with a little bit more sharpness and fitness, he can show the quality he's got. It's nice to get them back out there, and I think we'll be much stronger squad for it. I have to remember as well the Norwich side have come down from the Premier League last year, and they are now on 7 points, exactly the same as us. So as disappointed as we are, I think we've done okay in the early season. There's a lot to come from us, and these games are going to be a challenge, regardless of your schedule in a week that's been so tough. And after the games that were played on Saturday, Millwall are now in 10th position, -1 goal difference, 7 points, the same as Blackpool. Rotherham, of course, there, having played a game less, and I believe that they are playing on Sunday. No, they're not. It's Bristol City Cardiff on Sunday, and oh, sorry, I think Rotherham just missing the game because the Coventry game got postponed, so that will be played in the future. So yeah, we're 10th. It's only 5 games. You can't really look at the table till you play 10 games, and that will probably be around the end of September. So there you go. Now, obviously, today is the day after a match has been played. If you're a regular watcher, you know what that means. We're gonna do the stats, and we're gonna start with this one because the XG lines aren't up yet. So we're gonna do this from infogoal.net. You look in the middle of the red FT, you can see the XG 1.87 to Norwich and 1.14 to Millwall. Not a massive gap, but it does suggest that Norwich were more clinical because they overshot their XG. Here are the match events. Saville with a card. They scored after half time. I said in yesterday's video, they obviously they were spoken. Norwich was spoken to at half time, and they did something. They changed something, and I think we're going to see coming up on the shot map exactly what they changed. Then we made the subs the 70th minute with 20 minutes to go. They made subs with 10 minutes to go, and then they ended up getting a couple of cards. And obviously we have the obligatory Jake Cooper coming on just to do something in set pieces, but we didn't really have any set pieces, so that didn't really do anything. So let's have a look at infogoal.net's shot map. So the goal attempts, obviously yellow Norwich and blue Millwall. So you can see a lot of pot shots from Norwich, and we'll get into why that is later. The goals are, there's one there, that's Josh Sargent 50, there's one there, that's Josh Sargent 35. That amazing chance was also Josh Sargent, that was caused by Bartosz Białkowski's mistake, where he took a goal kick. He was getting closed down by Sargent. He hit Sargent, flew up in the air, back towards the goal line, and Białkowski had to come back and had to make a save. Because Josh Sargent struck it towards goal, and if he didn't save it, it would have went in. So, Norwich's 3 best chances, they've scored with 2 of them. And we all had one very good chance. That was the was it Murray Wallace's header? Someone's header towards the goal, and Phoebe was there, and he went to shoot it. To be honest, if he would have left it, it would have just hit him, and it could have gone in. Or if he would have got out of the way, Hutch, but he wouldn't do it. He's a striker. There's no way he did that. But Hutchinson was there behind him, and he would have gotten it. So I probably would have done better with it. But it is what it is, and you can see here we only had 3 chances from outside the area, and all our other chances were inside the area. Tyler Berry, Scott Malone, and that Foggy's one. They hit the bar. Yeah, that's the one they hit the bar. So fairness rating, was that a fair result? 72.27 out of 100. So not then saying it's not the fairest of results. Are they saying it should have been a draw? Maybe 1-1? Don't know. What could have been different? Maybe they're saying it should have been 3-0. Don't know. So let's get into first half, second half. So first half, Here you can see Mill's better defending with the 2 changes that happened. Now, honest to be fair, I would have put Hutch on, and I would have put Leonard on the right where Danny McNamara was, and because I think Leonard's better going forward, and he would have given their makeshift left back a bit of a hard time. Obviously, we didn't do that. I think it's clear. I think Gary Rowett made 2 changes to the centre backs, not just because he thought he needed it, but there's a lot of people having a go at Cresswell now. He was blinding in the first game, scored 2 goals. The rest of the game since, not so much. So if he would have just made that 1 change, pulling Cresswell out for Hutchinson, it's a weight on that kid's shoulders then. So why not just make the 2 changes and then it's, oh, we're freshening up the team. It's not a dig at Cresswell. We're just freshening up the team. Now you've got to remember that I think didn't Rowett and Cresswell's dad play in the same team. So there may be some phone calls happening if you don't treat the lad right. So just bear that in mind. You can see Mills defending, keeping them out of the area, keeping them spot shots in the first half. A lot of shots, but not very good shots. Not a high chance of scoring. And they didn't score. It was 0-0 at half time, but they had a go. These are all in the first half, remember. Millwall, only 4 shots in the first half. Very poor shots. Our best chance was this one. Phobie, 7% on 30th minute. But again, 3 inside the area, 1 outside. Contrasted to Norwich, who had a lot from the outside, because Mill's defending was superb. Second half, obviously, Dean Smith's had a word in him saying, can you fucking idiot stop shooting whenever you get a chance? Get the ball into the area and work it around and then shoot. Get in the area and shoot. And don't shoot all the fucking time, because you're just wasting the ball. So obviously that's what he said to them. Since then, a lot less shots happening. Obviously, I think as well they were defending a bit more because they wanted to counter. They did counter a lot. There were times, I think the goal, the first one, there was only like 3 Norwich players there, but Millwall still in there. Let's defend the area. Everyone in their position, close down. No one was picking up the ball, the guy on the ball. So I think they twigged that and they were just dribbling through. He played the 1-2 and no one picked him up, and boom, he scores the goal. You can see obviously they changed it at half time. We didn't follow that. So here's Mill's chances in the second half. Better chances, but it's pretty similar to the first half. 4 inside, 2 outside. So there you go. Seems the tactical mind of Dean Smith saw something, changed something, ended up winning the game. Now, we're moving on to whoscored.com. The top 5 rated players on the right hand side. 4 of them, top 4 are Norwich players, and the 5th one is Sean Hutchinson. Super Sean Hutchinson, who's been missing. And although we have scored, again conceded 2 goals in a game, we've conceded 2 goals in each of our last 4 games now. But it did take a while. It took the full, 75 minutes to get to 2-0 down, instead of the usual 10 minutes. And that can be partly attributed, I believe, to Sean Hutchinson. So here, Mill stole the ball often from the opposition, but were poor at finishing, lost possession often, and gave away a lot of free kicks around the box. And they attacked down the left-hand side, which is funny because everyone in their fucking gran knows that Norwich don't have a recognised left-back at the moment. And indeed, the one who played there last night was a central midfielder filling in. So we decide to go down the left-hand side through Scott Malone and not through whoever's supposed to be playing on the right. Did we even have anyone playing there? Not really. Here's the attempts: 18 to Norwich, 10 to Millwall, 12 to 6 open play, 5 to 4 set pieces, 1 counter attack, 0 for that. So 18 to 2, that's 11% conversion rate for them. So pretty standard. And you can see Mill 10-0, so no goal for us. Here's the attack zones. Half of our plays were down our left-hand side, whereas theirs were going down the left-hand side as well. They had Hernandez. But behind him was McLean, who's a central midfielder, who's been asked to play at left-back. And we decide, instead, the reason why Norwich have been struggling this season because all the other teams figured that out and gone down that side. We instead decide to go on the other side because, hey, they would have expected us to go down that right-hand side, so let's go down the left. Yeah, this is piss poor management as well. I don't know who obviously, was it Joe Carnell's gone? So I don't know who, if anyone, is coming up with a game plan, but yeah, have a word with him and tell him that's fucking retarded. Should have put, to be honest with you, Afobe should have been rested as well. He looked absolutely knackered. You probably could have started with Vogelshammer, told him to go over to that side, play off of that left back, and keep winning there. Just pump it in the air to him and tell him to keep fucking causing this guy problems. Keep flicking it into the middle to Honeyman, to whoever else is there, Bury, whatever. But yeah, you can see, look, they don't have a left back. We go down the other side. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. There's the shot directions. There's shot zones. Obviously, which we're trying to get shots from inside the box this time. We don't generally try and shoot from the outside of the box. The ball wasn't in our way third that much because, again, they play out from the back as well. That's a factor. Player positions, so you can see here, kind of what, 4-3-3, 4-5-1 in a V for Norwich. A lot of gaps, and 14 is that Tyler Bury, 7 is a Phobie, and we're the ones packing the middle. I think Honeyman, Saville, and Billy Mitchell. I thought Saville played pretty well. But you can see again, Norwich going down the left, McNamara being pushed back, can't go attacking their makeshift left back. 18, I think that's not Hutch. Who's that? That's Leonard, playing off of each other, playing together to stop them coming down the left. And Bart playing quite a bit far out of his off of his line than he usually is. So let's get into the match stats. If you look at the badges at the top, you can see the average player rating for Norwich is 6.77. The average player rating for Millwall is 6.46. Crowd of 26,214 at that absolute nightmare of a trip for us, Carrow Road. 5 wins in 45 games. Wow. If you've seen Millwall win at Carrow Road, you are a special and unique individual. So, man of the match, obviously the young lad, Sargent. Apparently he's an American. I didn't know that. As we've seen for Millwall, it's Hutchison. Biakowski is way down there, 5.8. Less than 6 is genuinely not very good at this standard. A lot of players have 6 or above. So we'll find out why that is, why Biakowski's so low. Yeah, Saville 7.2. Oh, same as Hutchinson, so probably just under Hutchinson. But yeah, just going by eye, I thought he had a good game. And Murray Wallace. Murray Wallace was lucky to not get booked or sent off. I mean, it was. I laughed my bollocks off when he was on the floor. He kind of went to stand up and pretended to like, oh, I fell over again, and just fell into the geezer's legs, and they got a free kick. But I wouldn't have been laughing if it had won in, but he didn't, so we're all right. And then makeshift left back McLean, 6.7. So total shots. Before we get to it. So obviously, again, a game of two halves. Let's do this again, where we do it half by half. This is the first half. So 6.45 from Norwich, 6.30 from Millwall. Pretty box standard. No one's really got any standout. No one's over 7. Obviously, game's only half done, so nothing really happened in that first half, did it? Now let's go to the second half, and 6.32 for Norwich, 6.15 for Millwall. Afobe second half 5.8. Dropped off massively. Why was he still on the pitch? Like I said, Gary Rowett thinks, well, he's class. If he gets a chance, he could take it, but he didn't. Vogelsammer, he come on. Probably should have come on for Afobe. Why would you take off a tired striker? Why wouldn't you take off the tired striker and leave young Tyler Berry on? It's just these little missteps that keep happening. Now, in hindsight, it's like, well, yeah, of course you can say that in hindsight, but we were saying it. There were people saying it during the game. But Afobe's looking knackered, doing a lot of defensive work. Not only that, but Gary Rowett on the sideline has a tablet. He's got a tablet with all the things that's happening. He knows performances when they drop out and all that. He's got people that employed just to look at that. He can see that this is happening. So why didn't he take him off? Put Vogelsammer where Afobe is. Put Vogelsammer on that fucking left back, and tell Tyler Burry to move over and bring Fleming in up front as well. But yeah, these weird little things that Gary Rowett keeps doing. It is unsettling. So let's get back to the full 90 minutes. Total shots 18 to 10. 6 for Sargent, 3 for Sinani. But as we've seen, most of these were from outside the area, pot shots. Millwall very methodical, get inside the area. Afobe with 3. A lot of other players with 1. Obviously down that left-hand side, or down our right-hand side where Norwich were coming down our left, those players aren't getting forward as much. They didn't have a shot. McNamara, Mitchell, Leonard didn't have a shot. Possession, again, we don't like possession. Who needs that? 62 to 37. Hutchinson 3.9, Saville 3.9. So here's the thing: the two players with the most possession for Millwall are the two most highly rated players for Millwall. How does that work? Is that a coincidence, or is that part of it? Pass success percentage. Now this is a killer. 82 to 66. Wow, Honeyman 93. But he did get off. When did he go off though? I don't know. He got subbed out. 70th minute. So he got 93% accuracy in 70th minute. Bart Biakowski 18. Holy moly, that is really bad for him. He's normally around 30, and that's bad for this division. You can see Kroll's got 67, but of course they do the short ones. Even for someone who kicks it long, 30 is a bit shit. When Biakowski has good possession stats around 50, but 18, that's really isn't good. Hutchinson actually the lowest. So Hutchinson on the ball the most, but only 58. Probably pumping balls long, I guess. Not too good. Dribbles 5 to 6. Okay. Aerials 1, 23 to 21. It's pretty even. Their whole team won aerials except for the 2 strikers and Kroll. Saville with 6, Hutchinson with 4, Foby with 3. Told you Saville had a good game. Tackles 13 to 18. Again for Millwall. Players doing the most tackles. Now, Billy Mitchell didn't have a tackle. The players with the most tackles are the ones down our right hand side because Norwich were going down our left. The only player for Norwich who didn't have a tackle is their makeshift left back, the midfielder playing at left back. Why didn't we go on him? Why didn't we fucking get on him? Corners 5 to 4. Dispossessed 8 to 6. Okay. So moving on, let's have a little bit of a look and see a bit clearly now. So Bielkowski's score was down in the dumps. Why is that? Well, let's have a look at Norwich's shots. All of these shots, how many were on target? Only 3. They just went crazy with the shooting, but only had 3 shots on target. I imagine all 3 of those. All 3 of those were probably in the second half. Because 2 of those were Sargent's. Yeah, 2 of those were Sargent's goals. So he's had 3 shots on target, scored 2 goals. That's 66%. That's 2/3. That's probably why Bart's score is trash. But the other shot as well, where Bart kicks it onto him, went up, that was on target as well because Bart had to save that. So they only had 3 shots on target in the second half. We didn't let them have a shot. They were just taking willy-nilly shots all over the shot. So that's what happened there. Having a look. Let's have a look. How far behind? Hang on, what's happened here? So when you go into it, it's actually Saville's got the highest rating. What's that about? 7.23 to 7.17 for Sean Hutchinson. Did they just change it when I wasn't looking? It says Hutchinson. No, I don't know. But apparently George Saville was the best player on the pitch, which I probably agree with actually. I thought he played very, very well. Very, very well. So let's have a look at the other end. Bart Bielkowski just not very good. He did have one good save. Well, one good save, and then the save from his mistake in the goal kick. The subs coming on. So Honeyman 6.17. It's interesting because he did put himself about a bit. He's got high pass accuracy. So why is he so low? I don't know, but Billy Mitchell 6.25, Scott Malone 6.25. So yeah, the only 3 players with 7 or above. Murray Wallace, Sean Hutchinson, Paul Saville. And the 2 players doing the most defended down our right hand side, McNamara and Leonard, 6.88, 6.78 make up the rest of the top 5. The most touches for Millwall was Murray Wallace 59, Hutch 54, George Saville 50. Now Vogelsammer 10 touches. He had one shot on target, and he hit the bar. Off of 10 touches and 20 minutes on the pitch. That's not bad, is it? Maybe if he had a bit more time on the pitch, he might have done a bit better. And let's look at Mill's shots, and of course the one at the top is Benekovic, 3 shots, but 0 of them were on target. How many shots did we actually have on target? So how many shots did we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 shots and 2 were on target. So we could have scored 2 goals only. And George Saville was one of those, which explains his high score as well. Moving on to the offense. If it will load this week, it didn't load last time. Offsides. Bobby and Bury. Dispossessed. And unscheduled touches. McNamara 5. Okay. Defensively, who did all the work? Leonard, McNamara, Benekovic. Oh, This is what I said. Benicofo was playing quite deep, doing a lot of defending as well. Which isn't, so he had as many tackles as he had shots on goal. Hutch with 2, Saville 2, Honeyman with 2, so a lot of players getting a tackles in. Interceptions, top is Leonard, Hutchinson, Saville. Clearances, Hutchinson's top 5. Then we have Leonard, Saville, McNamara. Blocked shots, Hutch again. So Hutch stand out, you can see we go across his whole line, 2 tackles, 3 interceptions, 5 clearances, 3 block shots. There's the productivity. There's the graph, there's the work, there's the competitiveness. And passing wise, so what's George Honeyman? What's happened there? So George Honeyman, he only had 14 passes. Now oh my god, this is way down. Okay, so that's at the top. That's about right. Top for Millwall, generally around 50 passes. It's usually Hutch or Billy Mitchell, but today it's Murray Wallace with 41, and then it's quite a big drop off to Saville 33, Hutch 33. And Bartosz Białkowski had more passes than most of the Millwall team, 28. 28. He was the 4th most passes for Millwall last night. That tells the story as well, doesn't it? And off of those 28 passes, he had an accuracy of 7.9, which is absolutely atrocious, being as I've said previously. 27 long balls, 5 of them were accurate. So he had 27 long balls. So 27 passes were long, 1 was short. Yowzers. And only 5 of them were accurate. Yowzers. That's garbage. That is garbage. So, who actually had a decent game in terms of passing? So, Honeyman 14 passes but 92. It's good, but like that's not a lot of passes. So you would look up and you would go, probably Billy Mitchell for 27, but again 27 passes. Billy Mitchell, not that much. He had 70 minutes on the pitch as well. So maybe if he had more time, he would have done more passing. But look at this, Fleming, 20 minutes on the pitch, 12 passes. Vogelsammer again, 6 passes. And Shackleton, 5, 100%, which you would expect. But so let's how many crosses did we actually get in? 11. Scott Malone kept on the pitch for his ability to produce some magic from some crosses. A lot of people getting on back, but I think he has assisted in 2 or 3 goals this season. We've only scored 7 goals, so that's a large chunk of our goals come from his crosses. That's why he was kept on the pitch, I guess. But 5 crosses, 1 accurate. 5 long balls, 2 accurate. Tyler Burry. Now here we go. 3 and 2. That's good. Murray Wallace 1 and 1. Again. But who's on the right hand side? How many crosses from McNamara? How many from Leonard? None, because they were too busy defending. And they couldn't attack their makeshift left back. Long balls, as we've seen, Bartosz Białkowski so bad. Again, Murray Wallace 7-1. Scott Malone 5 and 2, which actually compared to everyone else isn't that bad. Hutchinson 5 and 1, Leonard 4 and 1, Saville 3 and 1, McNamara 3 and 2, Phobie 2 and 2. Now, why the fuck is Benik Phobie taking long balls? He should be the one up front. But obviously, he's playing deep, so he's sending either Honeyman or Burry away with the long ball. Which is not ideal. It's not what you want your striker to be doing, but you do want him to be having 3 shots, but you want him to be on target, so hopefully we can score. You would rather have this here 6 shots, 3 on target, score the goal. Obviously, the manager spoke to him at half time, told him, "You haven't had a shot on target all night. You're shooting willy nilly. Stop doing that." And that paid dividends. Yeah. I could probably see why Gary Rowett's trying to point the finger at the referee for that second goal, but looking through this, I'm pointing the finger at Gary Rowett. Basic match. What do they call it? Game management. Basic game management steps not being taken. Tired striker not being taken off. Tired left winger not being taken off. Striker who's come on as a sub and hit the bar, not brought on earlier. Makeshift left back for the opposition, not put under any pressure whatsoever. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.